Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Toolkit. This is our sixth episode and we are happy to be here. I am one of your lovely hostesses, Janika Francis.
And I am Charity Maddenborough.
Today we will be interviewing Nairia on a very personal and touchy topic, that she experienced. And we are here to help her address like some of the issues and also advise other young women, young girls in our country who may have experienced the same situation or might be experiencing it now. And so we are here to give whatever advice we can give. So Nairia, welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Nairia. I am 18 years of age. I live Monkey Hill with my mother and my brother. I'm not much a people's person, but I could get to it. And yeah.
So, a few weeks ago, there was an incident on Facebook where you had a photo shoot for your birthday, and there was some negative feedback with the photo shoot. Could you shed some light on how the photo shoot idea came about?
Okay, it was actually supposed to be a fun line of me making another milestone. The lingerie wasn't supposed to be the lingerie, but the lingerie that I bought, I didn't get in familiar with how the panty really go, the real panty go. So I just used the panty because I was matching with the colors of the stockings and whatever. Okay, a few weeks ago, before my birthday, I was online and I was saying, nothing really there to do, nowhere to go. To say, okay, then I make a birthday and yeah, to enjoy myself. So I said, okay, I'm gonna just go for the shoot with different clothing and just see how we're gonna turn out. Okay, that line of the photo shoot was supposed to never be leaked on to the media. But without my consent, the photographer went ahead and posted them. Okay, I felt like that should have never happened without my consent because as an individual, I am hiring you to do a work. You're supposed to get my full confidence in if I want you to put them out there, not you just go and put it out there. So when I saw them, I wouldn't say I felt hurt, but I was disappointed because I felt like my rights was just went to waste.
So, could you tell us about your cake?
I did like the cake. I had the idea in mind. I did like the cake. Nothing was wrong with the cake. But as society, older folks and people, you can't please people. So I will see it as a good to me, and to other people it might be as a bad. But I did like my cake.
When the photographer posted the pictures without your consent, like how did you feel? Like how did you tell him you feel? Like did he express any apologies, sincere apologies?
Well, when he posted the pictures, right? As when I wasn't aware, is when I got back home, I see my brother and my mother there like they vex and whatever. So I said what happened, and then they show me. I went from 0 to 100 real quick, and I messaged him and I said, "What? Why? What is it that you went and posted without asking me and you didn't post US in the dress because there was more lovely pictures in the dress?" He didn't answer. I messaged him again. He didn't answer. I tell him, I say, "What is it that you ain't answering me? No, you don't put me out there for me to get disrespected." Then he answered. He said he didn't know you would be like that. Okay. The next day, I went online and I was going through because it kind of made me felt like I didn't want it to go back on Facebook because I was getting agitated and I was irritated because every day, every minute, WhatsApp coming through a video because I know single people, they make videos and it was getting to me. Okay. I went on Facebook and I see him make an apology. That apology could never make up for the way how it made me feel because it disrespected my rights. I said, okay, I can just leave it because, that's how people is. He apologized. He keep asking me if I felt how I felt. I say, no. He keep telling me don't study nobody. I tell him, I say, you can't come and try to dismantle my life and tell me don't study nobody when you don't put me out there to be disrespected. So honestly, I felt violated. But I could do.
So I expect, like, when the situation all went down to like be rough, and as I said, you were agitated and stuff like that. But how did you get back to the point of being comfortable and continue living your life as you
Well,
always did?
well, I back then I used to go through a phase where I used to feel like nobody liked me, and I used to blame myself for things that I can't change. But with this situation, I use negativity to move me forward because I couldn't let this situation bring me down. I felt bad, yes, but I can't let this stop me from being the Nairi that I'm supposed to be. So I use this as a point to say things happen to us in life for us to learn. This was a learning experience for me, and I want it to be a learning experience for anybody else out there. As young ladies, to respect yourself in a different manner.
So, in the entertainment industry, sometimes persons may tend to use their customers to gain quote unquote clout. Do you feel like you were a victim of this because he put information that wasn't really necessary into your post?
Well, as to answer your question, yes. Because in my line of seeing other photographers do work, I don't see much all that information like my mother was there and the deep throat queen and all them negativity. I think you should just post a happy birthday. Just be frank, happy birthday.
So after the incident took place, would you say your family was there as like your support system?
Yes, I would say that because they support me, they help me to move past that traumatizing time as a family. So yes.
Did anyone like from the general public reach out to you offering assistance, like how to move forward, or any situation that would have made you feel better, or let's say impact your life in some way?
Yes, some person contacted me, encouraging me to tell me that, hey, this is another level of life. We all go through things that gonna help us learn. So move past this. So yeah, but most of it was negativity. As you know about the live and the pictures and the videos and the other stuff that was going on, which was not necessary, but that is how we, as human beings, pull down each other. We don't bring up each other. We tend to fight on each other because everybody want fame and everybody want to be in the spotlight. So yeah.
Would you say that you had a low self-esteem before the photo shoot, and did this situation boost your self-esteem in some way? Your self-confidence.
No, I didn't have a low self-esteem. I always believe in myself.
So you previously stated that you went through some rough situations before. So would you say that going through those rough situations and getting over them helped you to move past the situation like a bit easier?
Well, in somewhat, yes, but in the next case, no. Because we know, as humans, you can something like my situation, it ain't gonna just blow over one time. You gonna go, when you go anywhere, you gonna got people staring at you, maybe making fun at you still, and you might got some good people out there with it encourage you still. But I had worse experience than this. So this is just basically was a kind of walkover for me because I know how the social media world go.
In our society, they usually say that these situations hamper an individual from either like receiving a job or any opportunities in life itself. What would you say to like anyone who may want to not give you an opportunity based on this situation that happened?
Okay, I will say these things do happen. You can't stop something from happening without you knowing what's going to be next. So this situation, I wouldn't think it should stop anybody from being in a work facility or being hired or, you know.
Not to judge you based on a situation because there is more to you.
How do you feel about the social media bullying, whereas persons may not be as strong as you were, and because of this, they may have resulted in committing suicide or doing something else that pertains to self harm? What encouraging words would you give to younger women or women of your same age in a situation like this?
I would say keep your head up because social media bullying or bullying in a whole is not nice. For instance, you got other people out there that has been bullied before. We don't know how they take it, how some people would take it. If this wasn't me, it could have been somebody else gone behind closed doors, cut their throat, cut their waist, try to hang themselves. I mean, come on. We all, as human beings, we need love. We are gonna make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. So, seeing my situation come out and I was being slandered and, bring down to the lowest point, it just made me feel like you got to get out there and talk to people because you got other people afraid to express their feelings. And I was very thankful to come on this show because I was about to go live in August and address my personal feelings of how I felt about the bullying because this is something that everybody in the world like. They like drama. They like when people being pulled down. And when that individual went and tried to make me feel like nobody, the views and the comments, they was just, my God, they wasn't needed. Because if I feel like doing something to my liking, why should it be a problem to somebody else because they don't like it? Bullying is a way that people who used to get bullied use it to get out to make people their victims. Because I can say maybe the individual wasn't hurt that way, but what I'm saying, if you hurt that way, you don't use your hurt and hurt people. You make a difference. Some people in society that we tend to look up to bring us down to feel like we are not humans. And I don't like that. I don't like bullying. I don't like bullying because I did believe everybody deserves a second chance and everybody deserves to be here. So with the social media bullying, it's a no-no.
Okay, seeing what you've been through and what you know now, would you change anything about your photo shoot? If you could?
Yes, I will change the lingerie and the cake because looking back at it, I was just living for the moment. But when society hit the fan and it blew, I felt like, okay, maybe the lingerie wasn't needed and the cake wasn't needed. But I will change the lingerie and the cake and keep it simple.
Would you ever consider like doing over the shoot?
Well, I had thoughts, but not in a lingerie. a full body clothesline, different outfits, but something more considerate and woman-like. Yeah.
Would you say because of the negative feedback and the shoot, did it make you feel less than a respectable lady?
I would say yes, then I would say no, because I know who I am.
Based on everything that was said, in this discussion, I admire your strength. And, like, what would you say to any young girl out there? Maybe it could be a boy as well, who may experience the same situation or have experienced the same situation. Like, what would you say to them?
I would say don't let the situation keep you down. I would say move forward. There's more to life than this. We as young people like to have fun. So in this situation, I will see it as fun. You still can't have too much fun and be reckless. You have to be considerate. But as a young lady, I would say to our next young lady, don't make the mistake that I made. Because I wasn't thinking, I was living for the moment. And I wouldn't want you to live for the moment, because you might not be able to handle it how I handle it. You might be depressed, do something that I wouldn't do. So, as a word to the wise, be careful with how we make decisions. We could all have birthdays and have fun, but have fun in different ways.
Okay, Nairia, on behalf of Toolkit, we would like to thank you for coming out and shedding some light on what you went through and sharing some encouraging words for young ladies out there. We would also like to wish you good luck on all your future endeavors.
So we have now come to the end of our first segment with Nairia, as we talked about her personal experience and the journey that she had to encounter and how she overcome it. Stay tuned for more. We'll be back with another segment.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our Nosy program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Carberry, St. Kitts and Nevis Limited joins with Ansel McCall in putting our hands together in support of our heroes on the front line with an initiative called Helping Hands. 8,000 bottles of hand sanitizers would be distributed at no cost to 10 key groups in the Federation.
We had to find a way to manufacture hand sanitizer, and after several tests, we perfected it.
I am particularly pleased to note the hard work and the efforts that have gone into the development of this hand sanitizer.
Private sector and the small business consortium within the Federation will be appreciative of the gesture as we begin to climb our way out of COVID-19 and adjust to the new normal.
From our family to yours.
Hey guys, welcome back to our second segment of Toolkit. We are here with Mr. Yannick Martin, the brand manager for Caribbery. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So today we'll be discussing about the hand sanitizer that you guys recently launched, as well as one of our people's favorite, which is the Caribe Rosé, the drink. And so tell us a little bit more, Mr. Martin.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. We recently launched the Helping Hands hand sanitizer, which is an initiative to distribute 8,000 bottles of hand sanitizer to key parts of society in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The launch took place on Friday the 19th, and I'm very pleased to say that the response from the general public has been tremendous thus far.
What initiated the thought of creating a hand sanitizer by Caribbery?
Caribbery always steps to the forefront whenever society is in need. We tend to engage in different community affairs, different community initiatives, and always play a part in giving back to the community. And with the arrival of the COVID-19 situation, we thought it best to lend a helping hand where we could. Of course, sanitizing our hands is an essential practice in fighting against the coronavirus. So we set out to create this hand sanitizer to give the general public a much better chance at staying safe and staying healthy amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
So you stated that you guys created 8,000 bottles. Do you guys intend to make this an annual thing, or is it just a one-time thing because of the COVID-19?
Currently, the hand sanitizer was created to address the problems that were created in society as a result of COVID-19. It is possible that it can be an ongoing initiative post-COVID-19, but at this present time, we are pleased to present it to the general public to help to curtail the adverse effects of COVID-19 and hopefully, eventually, alleviate COVID-19 overall.
Before COVID-19, the whole pandemic situation happened, did you guys know that y'all had the facilities to create a hand sanitizer?
To my knowledge, the answer would be no. But of course, we have a very innovative staff. We have a very committed staff. There are persons on the front line at the brewery who think outside of the box. And this is a derivative of that kind of mindset that we have at Caribbery. We took the initiative to put something in place to assist with the battle against COVID-19, and it just so happens that creating a hand sanitizer was what we came up with. So we used the resources that we had at hand to create a hand sanitizer to assist the general public.
Okay, so from my knowledge, I know Caribbery to only produce drinks. Could you tell us what is in this hand sanitizer and what equipment did you guys use?
Sure. In terms of the ingredients, it's filled with natural ingredients. The ingredients are on the packaging, so if I may look briefly, it first of all contains 70% alcohol, which meets the alcohol volume requirement put forth by the Bureau of Standards. In terms of the ingredients, it has lemongrass essential oil, it has tea tree essential oil, and it has Bermacol gelling agent. So as you can clearly see, those are natural ingredients that persons should not have any issues with in terms of allergies and other issues that may come up with other products.
Was it difficult for the hand sanitizer to reach like the standard requirements?
It was a process. I wouldn't necessarily say it was difficult, but when it comes to the creation of these kinds of products, there are certain standards that we have to meet. There are certain requirements. And after a few trials and small errors, we were able to perfect it. And now this is, like I mentioned, a hand sanitizer that is approved by the Bureau of Standards, and it is available for use by the general public.
You previously mentioned that you guys are making, have made 8,000 bottles. Can you let the people know who received these bottles, since it's not for sale?
Sure. So we are still in the process of making hand sanitizers. The overall objective is to make 8,000 bottles of hand sanitizer and dispense it to key groups in society. With that said, some of these groups are sanitation groups, solid waste, health groups, of course, JNF Hospital and all of the other hospitals in St. Kitts and Nevis, security forces such as the police force and the military force, and other institutions of that nature where they operate on the front line, and of course a certain level of protection would be needed to make sure that the workers are safe during this pandemic.
And would you say that the response, like receiving from distributing the hand sanitizers, were of value, and did it make you guys feel like all the hard work was worth it?
Yes, indeed. The response from the general public has been very great. There has been an outpouring of support for this initiative. The commendation has been fantastic. And that's something that warms our heart at the brewery, knowing that this is such a selfless initiative, and knowing that the general public has expressed such gratitude for this initiative. It certainly is something that is pleasing to us.
Knowing that this hand sanitizer was created without receiving any benefits. It's not being for sale, so you guys are not making any money from it. Did the government reach out to you guys to offer any assistance with maybe the ingredients, knowing that it would benefit a lot of the essential workers?
That information would perhaps fall under someone else. I wouldn't really have specifics to answer that question. What I can say is that persons at different levels in society, both at the government level and at the individual retailer level, have expressed gratitude and satisfaction for this initiative, and we are very grateful for that. And it exemplifies the fact that persons are in need of sanitizer, persons want to stay safe, and persons are willing to do what it takes to stay safe during the fight against COVID-19, and that satisfies us.
Okay, Mr. Martin, could you give some final word on the Helping Hands hand sanitizer?
Sure. As a corporate partner in the fight against COVID-19, Caribou remains at the forefront of assisting with the fight against the novel coronavirus. The Helping Hands hand sanitizer is just one of the ways that we are giving back to the community to make sure that persons stay safe while we fight against COVID-19. We want to encourage the general public to remain safe, to practice healthy habits, and to do all that is possible to fight against COVID-19. And that also includes, of course, using the Helping Hands hand sanitizer. We express thanks to the general public for their outpouring of support and acknowledgement of this initiative, and we look forward to continuing to play an essential part in giving back to the community and helping the community to remain safe.
And we too at Toolkit would love to encourage you guys out there to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity.
And stay safe and stay healthy.
That's right.
Stay sanitized.
Okay, Mr. Martin, could you shed some light on the Caribe Rosé, please? Okay, Mr. Martin, we have a drink here that is produced by the Caribou, which is my personal favorite. Could you shed some light on the Caribe Rosé, please?
Sure. Caribe Rosé is one of the two flavors of the Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. The other flavor is the apple flavor, which is the original. And this is a wonderful beverage for you to add to your list. It has 4.5% alcohol. It is a cider-based alcoholic beverage, and it is ideal for all different types of occasions, including formal ones. I encourage the general public to partake in it and to enjoy it, and to be sure to add it to your list.
Charity and I would have a taste of this lovely beverage.
Please do. So, ladies, if you don't mind, you can share your thoughts on Caribe cider.
Well, it do taste like a cider. You know, it doesn't have the, the bitter alcohol taste to it. It's sweet. It's like a mellow alcohol cider. I like it. It's nice.
I personally enjoyed it. This is not the first time I've had it. I've had it numerous times before, so it's really nice. As Janika said, it's really mellow, subtle drink. It's really good for any occasion, and it has this fancy attire to it. So it's very formal. It's not just like, you go down to a bar and just decide to have a beer, some people may call it, but it's really nice.
Good to know.
Mr. Yannick Martin, the brand manager of Caribbean, we would like to thank you very much for coming here and sharing the greatness that you guys have created, which is the hand sanitizer, as well as the Caribbean rosé drink. We appreciate you guys coming here on Toolkit and sharing all of this information with us, that benefited the general public and will continue to benefit the general public in such an impactful way.
You're most welcome, and it certainly was a pleasure being here, speaking with you, and giving information about the hand sanitizer. We once again encourage everyone to remain safe as we fight against COVID-19. Consume responsibly and stay safe, everyone.
Lovely. And this concludes the end of our second segment. Stay tuned for our third segment.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our Nosy program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Caribbean, St. Kitts and Nevis Limited joins with Ansel McCall in putting our hands together in support of our heroes on the front line with an initiative called Helping Hands. 8,000 bottles of hand sanitizers would be distributed at no cost to 10 key groups in the Federation.
We had to find a way to manufacture hand sanitizer, and after several tests, we perfected it.
I am particularly pleased to note the hard work and the efforts that have gone into the development of this hand sanitizer.
Private sector and the small business consortium within the Federation will be appreciative of the gesture as we begin to climb our way out of COVID-19 and adjust to the new normal.
From our family to yours.
Hey guys, and we are back to the third segment of our show. Today we have the lovely Miss Janet Johnson with us. Miss Janet, could you please tell us about yourself?
Good evening, all. My name is Janet Johnson, and I am a pageant coach, makeup artist, certified makeup artist, and I delve deeply into women empowerment.
So, Janet, tell us how it all began.
Okay, so this is going to be quite a long story because honestly, I'm not even sure how it began, why it began, or when it began. But in thinking about it, I was first asked at the age of maybe 12, 11, 12. It could have been a younger age by Miss Blanchett. She was my teacher. I think her first name is Yvette. I'm not sure because, we weren't allowed to call our teachers by their first names. But she's now the headmaster for the Seventh Adventist Church. And she asked me to do a poem, as I said, at a tender age, that was at the Green Valley Festival. And I think from then on, I basically enjoyed drama, arts, dancing. She actually put me into a choir too, and no, I can't sing, so I really don't know what that came from. But yes, so I think it all began there, and then later on I joined the Okoda Tegramantine Dance Theatre, and it evolved from there.
So we all know to be an extremely good pageant coach, and everybody want Miss Janet, to be their chaperone. Did you ever enter any pageants?
Pageants, I entered my church pageant. I came queen. I entered Green Valley 1 year. I can't remember the years. I'm old. I came queen, and I entered Queens of Queens, Green Valley again. I came queen, and I entered Queens of Queens in Sandy Point. I can't remember what it was called then, but I know it wasn't called Black Sand. I'm not sure what it was called then, I can't remember, but I placed queen there also. So yes, I have a little bit of pageant experience on the minor scale, not the big pageants like the national pageants. Actually, the year that I was preparing to enter the national pageant, I got pregnant with my son, my lovely son.
Okay, Janet. So, I've been into 6 pageants before, and I started at the age of 14. Miss Wyatt convinced me to enter Miss Virtual's High. What age would you say is a good start for girls to begin pageant?
In St. Kitts, I know we don't have the tiny tots, but honestly, as early as 4, 5, from the moment you could identify yourself, spell your name, know your name, it's pageantry for me is encouraging for young ladies, little girls. A lot of skills are adapted from pageantry. Public speaking, self-esteem, time management, discipline. So, yeah, for me, as young as you can. It doesn't matter. Once it's a respectable pageant, go for it.
Would you see yourself taking the initiative to start Tiny Tots?
I've thought about it, but time would not permit me to. So I leave that to someone else.
Well, I myself has entered a number of pageants as well, probably 6, 7 of them. And I know that it's time that chaperones invest into their contestants, personal time, help them to deal with situations even outside of pageantry. Would you say this is something that you enjoy doing, like helping to see other young people, grow and elevate and gain a lot of skills, that they probably never had to learn before?
Definitely, yes. As you just expressed, it takes a lot of time. So honestly, for me to have been doing it for the length of time that I have been doing it for, it definitely has to be love and enjoyment. Otherwise, I would not be here doing it every year after year, 3 pageants per year. So yes.
What are some key attributes do you think it takes to be a good queen?
So the key factors in being a good queen, in my personal opinion, you first have to be a good person. Disciplined, well-mannered, respectable. To me, those are I don't want to say primary, but it first begins there. With you as the individual being disciplined, respectable, well-mannered, and poised. and then we can begin from there.
So, would you say that a young person entering a pageant for like the first time at the age of like 24, would you say it is as beneficial as it would be for someone who is younger?
For me, I take my clients into extensive training. So if it's your first pageant, I'm going to start you out from, let's say you have a pageant in December, I'm going to start you out as early as possible. And that brings me to the point where you cannot come to me in September for a pageant in December. We need time to groom you as an individual, personally, and then professionally to be on stage. So definitely, I do think that is beneficial. Most of my queens, the National Carnival queens, I think, that was their first pageant, and they were the age of like 21, 22, 24, and they were successful. So, it can be beneficial. Once you're disciplined and you apply yourself, anything can happen.
So we all know when you're queen, you tend to have like the spotlight where people constantly watch your life and judge what you do. Do you think that even though that I am queen, national queen, that everything I do in private is of onus or of opinion to other people in society?
Society, that's the key word. Society can break you and it can also make you. And that's something that I was taught at an early age. So as a queen contestant, as I said, I train my contestants for both professionally and personally. So you have to apply yourself in public. Honestly, it's none of my business what you do in private. It's none of my business. But once you're in public, I expect you to act accordingly, behave accordingly. Be poised, walk straight, head held high, communicate effectively, and be respectable in public.
So what would you say your experience is like even after pageantry, like after the pageants are finished and stuff, like what is your experience with the girls, the relationship?
Every one of my contestants and I are friends. I call myself that I'm their pageant mommy. They're my pageant daughters. So we have really good relationships. We actually have a chat with my girls where, we just talk about different stuff, not just pageantry, what's going on Facebook, what's going on in their personal lives, who's planning to go to college. So I encourage them to move forward in life. And I always want to be in the know of what's going on with their life, whether it's their personal life, their professional life, school life. I want to be there.
It's like you're not just a pageant coach then. You're basically the
pageant mommy.
Yeah. And I like that.
Okay. So I remember the first time we spoke, you contacted me to do a gig, a cruise ship gig. And after the cruise ship gig, you contacted me to be an ambassador for music festival, and from the relationship continued to blossom and stuff like that. And I honestly admire you for that, because I know there's some persons, even through pageantry, even though we weren't like a contestant and chaperone relationship, it was more than just friends or being professional. It's always professional, but it's just more than that. And I just want to ask you, have you ever had that encounter where you and your contestant had such a difficult time that you decide, okay, I'm done with you, not doing this anymore, or anything like that?
Well, honestly, there are going to be good times and there are going to be bad times, because it's not every day that my contestant would come to practice and be in the mood. But honestly, I don't accept that. There have been many times where I go home and I come back and you can't move. You can't move. Because as I said, I'm investing time. Yes, I do know that my contestants pay me, but I'm investing time. You understand? And nothing beats time. You have to pay for my time, and if you want to be wasting your time, that's up to you. But I'm going to go home, eat something, cook, maybe watch a movie and come back, and I expect when I get back that you're on top of things. In terms of finishing with people, no. I don't just write you off and end it. No, that's not how I deal. I definitely give you punishment and give you time to think about what's been done if it's something negative, but then I don't write you off. And if there's a conversation to be had, of course we'll have it. I don't accept lateness, tardiness. I don't accept rudeness at all. That's not a part of me. And I think you guys know me on a personal level. I want to consider myself a no-nonsense person. Of course, there's times that I joke around, and that's the fun part of practice sessions. But then when it's time to get serious, I want us all, my team included, to be serious.
So sometimes, it could get a little controversial on, social media with, you winning all the major pageants, the national pageants in St. Kitts and Nevis. And shed a little light on the strategies that you use.
So for me, I've realized you've been saying me, meaning I'm winning. It's not me, it's my contestants. And that's number one. It's a joint effort. And that's something I tell my girls. It's not 60-40. So when anybody go like, oh, Janet win. No. It's a group effort. It's a 50-50 effort. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to go with a national pageant and go on stage. Honestly, I don't even know if I would have done it, even though I was being prepared to enter the pageant. It takes a lot. It really does take a lot. But for me, it's about strategy, practice sessions, being there for your girls, having a relationship with them, having conversations. So it's just not about, okay, it's practice time. No. We sit down, we have our little girl talks. We have our relationship discussions, what's going on in your life. Because at the end of the day, what many persons don't realize is that if one of my clients is in a relationship, I want that person to be a part of the team. Because they do influence those girls a lot. Trust me. Some do it negatively and some do it positively. And I want everyone to be on my side. When I say, okay then, 8 o'clock was practice session, you came 8:10, there's punishment. You're going to probably finish 1 a.m. So if somebody has to pick you up, well, I want them to be able to get up out of their bed and understand you have to get up out of your bed to come for so and so, okay? So, so I want everybody to be a part of the team. My continuous winning, or my girls continually winning, is all based on them. I strategize for them, and then they go out and they do what they have to do. So they exactly. So they execute. It comes down to practice sessions. Like you can't just be relaxed. You have to invest the time. It's mandatory. That's important that you invest the time. Many girls, they walk up 4th Street and you hear, oh, wow, you're pretty. You should go in for Miss St. Kitts. And with that, the young lady has it in their head. Okay, I'm going in for Miss St. Kitts, but is it something that you wanted to do all along since you've been 8? You understand it's something that you've been thinking about for like 2 years now? No. But then you enter because you're being pressured by the public, because you dressed yourself properly, you're pretty face and nice here, but you're being pressured by the general public to go in for Miss St. Kitts. That's not the right reason to enter any pageants. It has to come from the heart. So that's step one. You have to be able to accept criticism. And many times it's not going to be constructive criticism coming from me. It's going to be the hard, blatant truth. Because it's all about, I have to tell you the truth so that you can develop yourself, build on yourself. For example, I had one contestant, permit me to call her name, Tawana. Tawana came to me the year when she entered the pageant. We actually started the year before, way ahead. And I told her, like, you're not ready. You're not ready for Miss St. Kitts. You still have to use the daddy features. Like, her wardrobe was that of a 13-year-old. Like, she had so much maturing to do. So we worked on that, and then the next year, that's when I realized, okay, she was ready. She really took my criticisms and my advice and implemented them into her daily life and her professional life also. And she made me proud.
Lovely. So I know, like I said, I've have my experience with pageantry, and I know sometimes people say you don't go in looking forward for like prizes and stuff like that, but let's all be honest, we want something in return for working that hard. other than just self-development and stuff like that. What would you say is the ideal prize for Miss St. Kitts?
My motto within Crowns and Tiaras pageantry is it's not all about the crown, it's about first your personal growth and development. And I'm serious about that motto. So of course, the crown and the financial compensation or prize, whatever you want to call it, it's the added bonus. And for me, honestly, it's not sufficient. And I've been vocal about it verbally, and I've, of course, on Facebook mentioned about it. Like, I think because of the hard work that the young ladies put into pageantry, because of monies that they have to spend on their personal and professional development, both locally and going overseas, I think that they need to be rewarded much better than the incentives. For me, it's not enough. Personally, the incentives for the National Carnival Queen pageant, they need to be of greater value. Not just the money amount, but you have to put the prizes out there that you get the young ladies interested, genuinely interested in wanting to participate and enter the national pageant. So I guess, that's something we definitely need to work on. We really need to work on it.
What would you say is like great prizes? I would say scholarships. I would say probably a vehicle, a trip somewhere, not just a little money token.
From my experience, great prizes definitely scholarships, because it comes down to personal development for me and my clients. So scholarships, house, land, trips overseas. For example, the Ministry of Tourism, they're going to Sea Trade or one of those hotel and tourism road shows. Invite the queen, so at least because a reigning queen is an ambassador, so they should be treated as such. They should be able to travel with as I said, with the Ministry of Tourism, the minister, to sell our tourism products, sell our country. They should be able to get interview sessions, practice sessions, pay someone who is, for example, after the Queen is being crowned in December, they have a show overseas, which is the JC's international pageant. And for me, in terms of the interview segment, it's different to our local interview segment. So for me, that can be one of the prizes, included. So you get 6 months interview, professional interview training with someone who is, qualified to do such. A wardrobe, because, this is your queen. Like, she has to have public appearances. And of course, some queen contestants, even though I encourage my contestants, because I always know who they are ahead of time, to, shop online, catch the sales and, just put down a little 1 or 2 outfits, for any such occasions. But for me, once the queen has been crowned, even a stipend for wardrobe. Another thing is that when are we going to be entering Miss Universe or Miss World? Like, really, I think that is something that our government or the Ministry of Culture, Tourism needs to buy the franchise for Miss Universe, because these pageants is a part of our tourism product. Where is St. Kitts? From the time you hear a contestant going in for a young lady from St. Kitts entering or participating in Miss World or Miss Universe, and you hear St. Kitts and Nevis, we are curious. If I'm living in Russia, St. Kitts and Nevis, where is that? And with that, Google. Oh, wow, lovely beaches. All year sunshine, that's a must, that's on my bucket list. And then, we get the tourism product going from there. So, so that's just my little insight in terms of incentives for the reigning queen. And probably could add a little bit more, but I'll just stay there for now.
As a pageant coach for a number of years, do you ever feel like at one point you would quit being a pageant coach and be like the chairperson for our national carnival pageant and, sell our pageant on a larger scale and bring up the value of the pageant?
In terms of quitting, I don't think that's up for discussion. I would never quit being a chaperone unless I'm unable to because of physical disabilities or sickness or something like that. However, in terms of being the chairperson for the national pageant, I welcome the challenge, I welcome the opportunity, because I do firmly believe that me being given the opportunity, I can influence change for the better. So, and of course, I'm all for my young ladies, and once I can influence change for the better, better opportunities, etc., I'm all for it.
Previous shows, like past shows, like probably 5 years ago, compared to now, we've seen a difference in audience, like the audience count has dropped. And we don't normally see the contestants we would think are pageant girls in pageants now. What would you say is the reason of this? Would you say that pageantry quality has decreased?
For me, personally, once again, my opinion, I think that the decrease in suitable, qualified, or classified young ladies based on what society deems pageant girls is because of the incentives offered. As I stipulated before, once we offer value to the prizes given to the young ladies, I'm confident that we'll be seeing many more applications being sent in for representation and participation in the national pageant.
Okay. As previously mentioned, I was an ambassador for a music festival where you were the person over this. What qualities do you look for in girls in being an ambassador for the St. Kitts Music Festival?
The qualities that I look for my young ladies, for ambassadors for the music festival, ambassador would be confidence, communication skills, verbally, definitely. You have to be able to sell our product, which is both on international and local level.
So, do you see yourself doing this for many more years to come? We all know that music festival was cancelled this year. Do you see yourself doing it again next year?
Well, once I'm invited to, I definitely will.
Would you say that the transformation of the music festival girls is similar to your pageant coaching, as you help with the wardrobe and the communication, the poiseness?
It's similar in some cases, but still differs. For example, we do give them training in interview skills, communication, sales, pitching. And for me, because I'm into pageantry, I tend to encourage them to act and behave accordingly, same as I would encourage my contestants for pageants. So, as I said, it's a bit different because there's no practice sessions really. There's no extended hours of them being in my company. But it goes hand in hand still, same. Because, for example, I would definitely invite one of my music festival ambassadors to represent my brand and, of course, the country at large in pageants.
Okay, so by the way, like, what's the name of your consultancy?
So it's Crowns and Tiaras pageant coaching and consultancy. Crowns definitely for the adults, and tiaras for the younger ladies.
All right. So, like, what would you say is your requirements for you to take them under your care and mold them?
Honestly, I don't limit anyone from approaching me in asking me to help train them or guide them on their journey towards the crown. I've had persons rather who have approached me and I advise them, and I never really worked with them for their show. So I just love what I do, and I don't mind lending criticisms, advice, guidance, etc. What I would encourage young ladies to think about before attempting to apply for the National Carnival Queen pageant is to be poised. That's one of my main words here. Be poised, be confident, start working on yourself ahead of time. You know, dress accordingly, act accordingly in public, behave accordingly in public. You know, if you know that there's a particular area that you're weak on, which is for most persons would be the interview, start getting public speaking, join Toastmasters St. Kitts. You could always contact Eartha Cassius, and that is something that I would encourage, you know, young ladies who want to, especially the Toastmasters St. Kitts group, because we do have a problem in terms of public speaking skills. Not because that they don't know, well, it could be that they don't know, but fear, confidence. That's a big part to play in terms of being unsuccessful in the interview segment. You know, we've often heard, because I myself am guilty of that. Lord, what's she saying? Wow, like really? But when it comes down, you take that person off the stage, you put them in front of your face and ask them the same question, and you'll be surprised to see that they answer it with flying colors. But it just comes down to fear. So, you know, having public speaking training is definitely a must in my books also. So in closing, what I would like to do is to encourage young ladies, especially those aspiring to participate in the National Carnival Pageant, is to start developing yourself from now. Don't let anyone rush you. You know, you should know definitely if you want to, if you're capable of doing it, and then you just work towards, slowly, one day at a time, you work towards your journey to the crown.
So once again, on behalf of Toolkit, we would like to thank Miss Janet Johnson for taking the time out and telling us a bit more about pageantry and giving us some encouraging words for young ladies out there.
Thank you so much, Miss Johnson, and we appreciate you coming here, you know, and sharing all your experience with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I wish I could have stayed longer and enlighten you guys more.
Thank you. So we want to say thank you guys for staying tuned with us here today on Toolkit. We had 3 segments. This is our last segment. See you next week. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our Nosy program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Carberry, St. Kitts and Nevis Limited joins with Ansel McCall in putting our hands together in support of our heroes on the front line with an initiative called Helping Hands. 8,000 bottles of hand sanitizers would be distributed at no cost to 10 key groups in the Federation.
We had to find a way to manufacture hand sanitizer, and after several tests, we perfected it.
I am particularly pleased to note the hard work and the efforts that have gone into the development of this hand sanitizer.
Private sector and the small business consortium within the Federation will be appreciative of the gesture as we begin to climb our way out of COVID-19 and adjust to the new normal.
From our family to yours.